Yeah, Lou and I disappeared from the screen again.
All right, welcome everybody to the Carie Business Overview. My name is Jeff Giamalva, and I want to welcome everybody that will be logging in from all around the country to hear about Carie Network and really how we are changing the industry of healthcare. My name is Jeff Giamalva, and we're going to take just a little bit of your time tonight. So if you're brand new, get a pen and paper. You're going to want to take some notes because I promise you, by the time this is over, this will either make sense to you or it won't. We understand one thing. In order to make money, you have to find a problem and you got to solve the problem. Carie Network has identified a problem. It's called healthcare. And we really believe we have the solution to that problem, and there lies the opportunity. So before we get started, what I want to do first and foremost is make sure we are compliant, because we will have people that join our team that will supplement their income. We will have people that replace an income. And there will be people that join our business that will become financially independent. But I will make sure to make sure, I want to make sure everybody understands that practicality dictates that everyone's results will vary, as we are all unique and different. And basically, it takes hard work to make a substantial income in this business, and some people will make no money at all. The earnings of a Carie virtual care consultant will be 100% dependent upon their skills, work effort, leadership capabilities, and market conditions. And common sense would suggest that in most opportunities, one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average, while others perform under the average. Carie does not guarantee any level of income or your success, and then this, of course, does not account for any business expenses one might incur while building their business. So here's what I love about the income disclosure. Now that I shared with you this, we can now share with you the other side, what could be earned with some hard work and dedication. And really what we have to do tonight is have the ability to share with you our vision. And no better person to really share vision with you than our partner, Mr. Lou Gallardo. Let me tell you a little bit about Lou Gallardo. Lou and Paula, who've been married now for, I believe, what, 27 years, Lou?
27 years.
27 years. And Jeff and Lisa, who've been married now 32 years, have had a relationship for 25 years. And here's what I love about Lou and Paula. We met Lou and Paula at our first company. It was a nutritional supplement direct selling company, and they were the #1 income earners in that company. And I remember Lisa and I at a conference looking up at the stage at Lou and Paula saying, oh my God, what if? And Lou and Paula then left that company and they started their own nutritional supplement company. And what they did was they had a unique niche, showing healthcare professionals how to implement a nutritional supplement program into their practice. We followed them there, and we became the #1 income earners for Lou's company. Since then, Lou and his partner Greg have went on in healthcare to build 2 $100 million companies in the last 5 years. So needless to say, when he called me really 4 months ago and said, Jeff, I found the next big thing. It's called virtual care. It's called telemedicine. I want you to really look closely at what we're about to do. And we did. And today, Lisa and I are the vice presidents of sales for Carie Health. And right now, we are looking for individuals that buy into this vision. But let me share with you something. The ability to see something before it happens is very unique. So that's the purpose of this business overview, is to understand what we're going to be doing over the next 18 to 24 months. So without further ado, I want to introduce everybody to Mr. Lou Gallardo to share with you the vision of Carie Health.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate the time and opportunity to be on this call tonight. Actually, I have the privilege and honor in a little bit. I'm going to be actually bringing on a friend that I've known for 25 years, Dr. Dan Dyer. And those of you that know Dan or were on the Saturday training that he did as a physician, I think so many people were just overwhelmed at the incredible vision that Dan has and his knowledge and his acumen in this space, not only as a provider, but really his understanding about why Carie platform and Carie Health really are going to be a disruptive force in the healthcare industry. So I'm going to go through all my portion very quickly because I want to have Dr. Dan McDyer give you, his insight to why Carie Health. As Jeff said, I've had the opportunity to build a few companies. They've all been in the healthcare space. For the first half of my career was in the wellness and prevention space, and the last 10 years has been in the traditional healthcare space. And the reason I love being in this healthcare space is, number one, is because the opportunity, the size of the industry. It's a massive industry. It represents 20% of the GDP. It's a multi-trillion-dollar business, and it's growing every day. And the reason it's growing is unfortunate because we have a population of individuals that are getting older every day, and in terms of the baby boomers. And unfortunately, even though we have the greatest technology, the best physicians, and by far so much more advanced than almost every other industrialized nation in overall technology and science and knowledge in healthcare, we still rank 37th out of all industrialized nations. In addition to that, the problems that we're facing is that the healthcare costs are growing at an exponential rate. They're growing at such a rate now that it's really putting tremendous pressure on all other industries and on the country as a whole. And so the real opportunity that we have in front of us is if we can find ways to mitigate the cost of healthcare, we can find ways to streamline the process of the way healthcare is delivered. Therein lies a tremendous opportunity. In addition to the things that generally as an industry, those individuals in the healthcare space that can reduce costs not only for overall as an industry and mitigate the challenges in the delivery, but also reduce the cost to individuals, to consumers or patients. The cost of escalating premiums are at an all-time high. They're continuing to grow, and to the point where they're almost, our premiums are more than a mortgage payment, and rising deductibles. So we're going to talk about that. And I know Dr. McDyer is going to actually give some insight to that because he's had obviously an experience as one of the top OBGYNs, not only in his state, but really in the country. I'll introduce him shortly. The telemedicine industry, we saw in the graph earlier, it's growing $15 trillion. It's going to be $20 trillion by the year 2020. And it's going to exceed, we believe, all expectations. And all of the experts believe it'll reach in excess of $100+ billion in overall spending. And unfortunately, because of the statistics that I shared earlier, we're having a real dilemma right now. And that is that our physician, our best and brightest, these incredible individuals are becoming less and less available in our country. Less people are applying to medical school, and those physicians that we have today that are practicing in what we call an independent private practice are being forced out. They're being forced out because of mega mergers and the changing of the way healthcare is delivered in terms of corporatization of healthcare. We've got the big insurance companies, United, Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're teaming up with the large retailers of pharmaceuticals or prescriptive medications. You're looking at the CVS, the Walgreens, and then when you look at the Walmarts of the world and all of the other mini clinics and urgent care clinics that are popping up on every corner, they're literally driving our independent physicians, the people that take care of our families and our community, they're driving them right out of business. So anybody that has the ability to not only bring solutions to lower the cost of healthcare, increase the efficiency of how healthcare is delivered, and put revenue models in the hands or in the pockets, if you may, of the practice and of our physician providers, our independent doctors, that is an incredible recipe for success. And it will be a multi-billion-dollar business for those that do that. And that's where I've been living for the last 8 to 10 years, is in the area of ancillary revenue streams for physicians, showing them how to take advantage of the things that they're currently doing, but doing them in a smarter, in a more sophisticated, and in most cases, with our case, utilizing technology to be more effective and efficient. So we have that solution. So we're going to solve this problem with the New York Times of the disappearing doctor. to give you an idea of some of the attention that we're getting, I mean, obviously those of us that are involved and engaged in Carie Health, those of us that have actually, that know Matt Wander, I know Matt for now, for probably 5 or 6 years. Matt owned a very large national pharmacy, was a personalized medicine and one of the largest compound pharmacy in the United States and one of the premier pharmacies. Matt processed millions of dollars of mine Greg's prescriptions every single month when we owned our pharmacy. Our pharmacy chain of 10 pharmacies, we generated over $180 million in 24 months in prescriptions, okay? And these were specialized prescriptions treating inflammatory and orthopods, podiatry, and pain doctors utilized our prescriptions. And Matt was a major player in that space. So Matt is the one that actually called me 2 years ago. Epic MD, which is the parent company, and Carie Health is his brainchild. And so many publications. South by Southwest in 2016 named our technology one of the finalists. It actually was one of the top 10 finalists in the South by Southwest Technology Conference. We actually were previewed at the Emerge Technology Conference, which is a big technology healthcare conference in Miami. We have gotten rave reviews. We've been written up in South Florida Business Journal, and we're being recognized more and more every day. This is an article in Silicon Review, and as you can see here, the title, Matt made the front cover with a digital on-demand platform Carie Health is reinventing. And here's the operative words: the concierge care experience for all patients across the country. And I'll let Dr. Dyer talk a little bit about that. So the concept of Carie Health, and why would you want to be positioned? Why would you want to start a business and partner with a leader, an emerging company in the virtual care space? Well, you have to realize that this is where healthcare is going. As I shared, $125 billion business. And the reason it's growing is because we can change the way healthcare is delivered, because currently we're having to go into an office, having to go into an urgent care, go into an emergency room for most of the problems that could be treated by virtual care. So why telehealth? 70% of all acute care, urgent care, and ER visits could be handled safely and effectively over the phone or video if it was done in what we call a HIPAA-compliant platform or environment. And those people that have had a virtual care visit or a telehealth experience, by the way, it's still less than 1% of the population in the United States. But those millions of people that still represent less than 1% said that when they had an experience with virtual care or telehealth, they rated it, 91% of them rated it as good or even better. And the reason is because it's more convenient and it saved them money. The average cost of an individual urgent care visit is $155. So when you can actually pay, and you're going to hear Jeff walk through our membership, when you can actually pay an all-you-can-eat buffet, a single of $29, or a family, okay, of up to 5 for $49 a month, and have unlimited access to the Carie Health Health Share Network and see a physician. And in October, when we launch the Carie Health platform, you're actually going to have access to local physicians. And hopefully, if you get excited about this opportunity, you can actually bring this opportunity to your own doctor and actually have your own doctor see you virtually, as well as treat you when you need to go see him, and actually have a white glove service. We're going to save the time of sitting in a waiting room, an urgent care visit or urgent care practice, and you're going to have access much quicker. Most primary care visits, when you actually call the doctor to try to get in, the average national is 21 days to actually get an appointment. And these are the common conditions that you can actually see a physician virtually for or through telehealth: allergy, asthma, constipation, colitis, coughs or croups, cystitis, diarrhea, fever, dizziness, urinary infections, influenza, hypertension, headaches, just a lot of the basic things. These are your acute, non-emergency type visits. They can see you through high definition video, high definition audio. And you can actually, if you need a prescription, get a prescription called in through the platform here at Carie Health. So the benefits to patients, real simple: time and money. I mean, who doesn't need to save, would like to have more time and save money? It's just basically the basics. Available 24/7, 365 days a year. Yes, when we launch the Carie Health platform, you're going to be able to see your own physician once you enroll them once you get engaged. But in addition to that, if you look at 9 to 5 when most practices are open, what about after hours? You're talking about 2/3 of the day you still have coverage because you can actually get access through the Carie platform Health Share Network. You don't have to leave home. You don't have child care costs, and also lost wages and work. We don't deal with copays and deductibles. Why? Because it's a cash membership. And I get a lot of questions every day, Lou. I've been in healthcare for 30 years. I've been focused in on joint ventures, also different models, MSO models. I understand the space very well. Spent over $3 million of regulatory, legal, and compliance. And because of the nature that it's a cash-based business, doesn't involve insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, or TRICARE, okay, we don't have those issues of stark anti-kickback. Okay, we're talking about a cash pay membership, and no one is earning or fee splitting based upon the process or the revenue based upon seeing a patient in a visit. It's simply a retail product called a membership. And again, for the physicians, every day, my companies that I've built, we sit in physicians in front of them, and we basically say, look, if we could show you a way that you could be a better clinician, that you could have better access and be more efficient in the things that you do with a better quality of life, and actually see less patients to make more money, would that be appealing to you? And every physician that we sit with says, absolutely. And that's what we've been doing. And now that the technology is met up with the huge demand and the problems called Carie Health, now we can solve that problem by implementing what we're going to walk through in a minute, and Dr. Dyer is going to share with you the features and benefits for his own personal experience. So we're going to help doctors stop losing their patients to the big healthcare systems. Physicians today are losing patients in droves, or actually patients are being stolen, whisked away, being rerouted by the payers, the major healthcare systems, and the retail pharmacies. So we're going to show them how to bring those patients and reroute them back, provide the same type of services called virtual care, and do it in an affordable way. Doctors will not have to just do after-hour calls and not get paid, because now every patient can enroll in the membership, or they can locate their own physician or a physician through the physician's own unique URL that I'll walk through, and actually start to get paid for those things that they've been doing for free for years. And we're going to help them limit their liability and exposure by using virtual care on a HIPAA-compliant technology platform. So what are the physician benefits, and what is Carie Health or Carie MD? It's the world's most powerful telehealth platform. And here's the kicker, okay? Number one thing that we look for in an ancillary product or service that we deliver to our docs, in mine and Greg's company, has been the barrier of entry. Let me tell you about our barrier of entry. Free, okay? You can't get any lower than that barrier. If you can offer amazing technology that would cost thousands of dollars and take weeks, months to implement, when you can do it absolutely free and have a 2-minute implementation, seamless practice integration with their EMR, EHR, all their scheduling systems, and show them how to generate immediate revenue and future revenue, residual-based revenue, by showing them how to actually create a hybrid insurance-based and concierge-based cash virtual practice. They're going to have an email marketing campaign, personalized enrollment site. There's a whole slew of technologies. I'll let Dan kind of cover that a little bit. Again, this is a co-branded, and there's a beautiful picture of handsome Dan. This is an example of a platform that he is running as we speak in his practice. And it allows Dr. McDyer to actually connect with his patients. He has his own unique presence and URL, and it's customized to him. And his patients can find him on the World Wide Web through their iPad, through their mobile device, or their computer, and start to schedule virtual care visits. Here's an example of the dashboard. Again, I won't go all through it, but it does so many amazing things. And it simply will allow Dan McDyer or any virtual care practice to have access and have full control of their schedule, full control of the patient visits, full control of their virtual waiting room. They have access to all the patient demographics, all the patient intake form, what is going on with that patient. They'll be able to monitor it. And then, next slide, they're going to actually be able to see that patient, if they choose to, through high definition video and high definition audio, and all the patient's symptoms, issues, things that they actually put on their digital patient intake form. when they logged in, and they basically shared why they wanted to see a physician and what was the purpose for their consultation. And so all the bells and whistles, it's very robust. They're literally going to be able to actually work with their patients. So whether you're a him or a her, you're going to have access to these physicians. Next slide. So what I want to do again is, without spending a lot of more time, is I want to bring on Dr. Dan McDyer. Dr. McDyer is a board certified OBGYN out of the Jacksonville area. He is also on the board of the largest OBGYN group in the United States, Florida Women's Care, which is a group based out of the Southeast. It is a super group of OBGYNs. He also is on the board and involved with the largest general group called Unified Women's Health. And Dr. McDyer has actually presented this opportunity, this technology to his board members, and has introduced to his personal colleagues that are some of the thought leaders, not only in the OBGYN space, but also the healthcare space. I could go on and on. Dan is a great friend. He's an honorable, incredible provider. And Dan, I'm going to now introduce you. You got to make sure you unmute and let you share your understanding, vision, experience with the Carie Health platform. So I'm going to sit back and listen. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dan McDyer.
Hey, Jeff and Lou, thanks so much for having me on the call. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with everyone and let them know a little bit about what I've been experiencing with the platform. But I wanted to start out with just kind of an anecdotal story that I think everybody can relate to. And this might expand your vision to create an awareness as to how incredibly opportune the moment is where we are with telehealth and why it's such an important component of the future of healthcare delivery. I was blessed to have an opportunity to go over to Italy, drop off our daughter about a month ago for her summer abroad. And in Pompeii, we were eating dinner. My wife and I were eating, actually it was lunch, with a couple of teachers from Sweden. And they were talking about, all the same problems we have here in the school system they have there. And there's a shortage of teachers. And I just asked, gosh, what happens when you guys get sick? I mean, can you find a substitute teacher to come and take over your class? You have to show up for work sick. And they said, well, it's really tough, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, if you are sick, I mean, obviously you need a note from a doctor to miss work. Is it easy to see a doctor over there? Is there much access? They just laughed at me. And I know that all of you have gone through a very similar situation where you've gotten sick one morning and you felt the need to see a doctor. You call the doctor and they've got no availability. You can't get in when you acutely need the doctor because they're usually overbooked. That's why these urgent care centers are popping up all over the place to try to get people in, but they're very busy too. They're very expensive. They're impersonal, and their wait times there, like Lou hit on there. That's why that very first slide that Lou presented, basically giving you an overview of where the telemedicine industry is headed from what all the experts and analysts' opinions are, is because the need is tremendous. Just think about that's one situation with one set of teachers. How many times a day does that happen in the United States? We're talking tens of thousands of people every day need acute care. And where do they seek that? They get it in the ER or at urgent care centers. Why? Because they can't see their doctors. They're not available. The doctors want to get them in, but they also don't want to sit there till 6, 7 o'clock at night paying their staff overtime to see people they're barely getting paid to see anymore. So there's just not a return on the investment for them to do that. So that's where the telehealth component has come into my practice. I'm blessed to be extremely busy. I do everything I can to get my patients in to the office on the same day when they have a problem. And I do a lot of, prior to the platform being available to me, I've been doing a lot of free medicine, is what I call it, by the phone through my office staff or through myself for 25 years of my career. And it's very frustrating to a degree, knowing that you're sharing your intellectual property, your knowledge base for free and incurring liability while I'm doing that. Well, now I have the solution to break that cycle of free care and to earn money from that. Carie has intervened in my practice. For about the past year, I've been working on a beta test platform that we call Delta that gives my patients direct access to me. So when patients have a problem or they need follow-up with certain labs and things like that, anything that doesn't require a physical exam, I offer the patients the opportunity to either see me virtually or to see me in the office for a visit. And in all honesty, the majority of patients still come into the office to see me. It's just a matter of accommodating to this virtual care. It's an unknown to them, but it's becoming an easier and easier thing to get patients to use. And it's cheaper, it's more convenient, and it creates an incredible accessibility for myself because they can just request an appointment to see me when they're available. They're not waiting for me to be available. And the experiences that I've had in delivering this care to my patients virtually is truly incredibly gratifying, because I see how this can be done in an easier fashion. I definitely sympathize with the patients' situations of having to drive to the office, sit in the parking lot, or find a spot first, sit in the waiting room, wait to see me, then get into an exam room, wait to see me. That whole rigmarole takes 4 hours of their day, and many of them are missing work to do that. So the responses the patients have are universally unreal, in terms of almost everyone says, "Oh my gosh, this is so simple. I can't wait to do it again." And I shared a story over the week that was very fresh in my mind. On Thursday in my office, I had a patient who had called in regarding symptoms of a yeast infection and a bladder infection. And the staff told her, you can either come in to be seen or be seen virtually. And she just moaned and groaned about the cost of the virtual care. It was $60 is what I charge. And gave my staff a real hard time over it. But she eventually put all her demographic information to the platform. She hit that button that said request an appointment with Dr. McDyer. My phone alerted me with a text message telling me there's a patient in my Epic MD or Carie waiting room, as we call it now. And within about 15 or 20 minutes between patients, I hopped on the platform, logged in. Within 15 seconds, we were face-to-face on the screen. Within about 6 minutes, I had obtained all of her symptoms, ruled out some of the other things that could be going on, ruled in that she had a bladder infection, yeast infection. And right off the platform, I prescribed some Bactrim for her and some diflucan for her yeast infection. And she had a smile, grinning ear to ear. And I told her, now that we're finished with the consult, just go ahead and turn off your app, and then that'll allow me to not be interacting with you any longer, so I can type up your note in the Carie platform here. You'll have access to that file. So if you ever forget what we just discussed, you go right back into your file and you can look up what we discussed. I have the whole note in there. Well, as she was hanging up the phone, she looked at her baby, who she had on her hip and in her arm, and she didn't know I was still watching. She said, "That was so cool. I can't wait to use this again." So I felt like I was eavesdropping in a way, but it was just the reaction we get universally. And, that brings up one other point, is that, chances are she probably would have come to the office with her baby, but some people have the consideration to not do that and bring their whole family with them. They have to find a babysitter. So the convenience this creates is so incredible. I just want to tell you guys, there is such a huge marketplace out there for this. People are going to be craving this. As a matter of fact, within the next few years, doctors that don't offer this service in their practice for this point of contact, I truly believe they're going to be left in the wake of other doctors that are adapting to this method of delivering care, because they need to advance into the technology. It's all available. And just one last little piece, I spent about an hour and 15 minutes on the phone in a webinar with our development team. And I cannot wait to show you guys what this Carie platform that's released in October is going to perform. It's truly going to change the landscape of the delivery of care, and for that matter, telehealth for sure. It's going to define that, because it's going to give our patients access to look us up through a geolocation device, find their doctor, and make that appointment with their doctor. And if their doctor's not available, that request will deflect to somebody that their doctor has designated is a good physician who can take care of his patients or her patients when they're not available. So with that, guys, I want to drop off and let Jeff and Lou close this up. I'm very excited. I can have trouble containing it. Thanks for interrupting me, Jeff.
Hey, Dan, thank you so much. I mean, you just got me excited again, brother. And
it's truly amazing, man. Thank you so much.
Just that alone. I mean, my phone is blowing up just by that testimonial. And guys, don't worry, this has been recorded. It'll be uploaded, and you'll have access to this. So what I want to do now is transfer over to the opportunity. I don't think anybody who's just sat through this first half of the presentation can say there's not an opportunity here. So what I want to share with you exactly what that is. And some people, want to get involved, and they really want to embrace the opportunity. But you have to know what the opportunity means for you. So let me walk you through what this can mean. A lot of people today would love to own their own business. But the biggest roadblock is two things. Number one, financial wherewithal. Number two, the know-how. We take care of that at Carie. You don't need a lot of financial wherewithal, and we provide the know-how. And you get the same tax advantages of any other business. A lot of people today, as you know, we live in an instant gratification society. We want to eat now. We want to go somewhere, we want to go somewhere now. We want to make money now. Our immediate income component is set up to help you supplement your income. The reason I stress supplemental income is because most people are not in the financial situation to quit their day job. We understand that. So what would it mean for you to cover a car payment, a mortgage payment, a child's tuition? What would an extra $2,000 to $4,000 a month mean for most people? Well, we have that opportunity. But for people that are serious, because we're in pre-launch, we are putting people on business plans to make 6 figures. And I do know, remember your income disclosure. You will have people making 7 figures that join Carie Business Network. How about the advancement opportunity? How many people out there today are sick and tired of being sick and tired? How many people today would love to be paid what they're worth? How many people today would like to have no glass ceiling? How many people every day wake up thinking about firing their boss? Well, we have that opportunity because this is a plan B for most people in the beginning. But very quickly, a plan B can replace your plan A. And that's when people make a decision to maybe go full time. Residual income. I've been in this industry for 25 years, my wife and I. We've worked with some very successful people. I'm talking about multimillionaires, in some cases billionaires. I've never met a wealthy person who doesn't understand the concept of residual income. Residual income is about doing the work once and getting paid for that work into the future. Here's the unfortunate fact. There's only 2 ways to make it. One way is off your money or your investments. The other way is to earn a percentage off other people's actions. And we have that, because if you want to secure your retirement, really have time freedom and money freedom, you cannot continue to trade time for dollars. And what we pride ourselves here at Carie is our system. A system you could leverage. I want to emphasize that. It's a system you can leverage. It's proven. There's over 100 years of experience that has put together this system. We offer personal and group coaching. We have turnkey programs you can plug yourself into. A weekly calendar of events you can leverage. And a social media platform that will allow you to build your business throughout the United States. So I don't know anybody that wouldn't like something on this slide. So the opportunity that Lou and Dr. Dan McDyer talked about, this is what's attached to it. And it's all surrounding our business opportunity. And right now, I've said this 3 times already, we're in pre-launch. So pre-launch right now is identifying people that buy into this vision. It's $399 to get started with us, and your entire overhead for your business is $99 a month. That gives you an enterprise license, which, by the way, is our product. It gives you a training certification, the ability to deploy as many doctor practices as you want, a marketing assist program, and a lead generation program for our top producers. Now, I want to make sure you understand our product is our certified solution provider license. That's our product. The cost of that is $399.99 a month. So if you say yes to this, everything then surrounds our membership. It's getting people on our platform. Our membership is $29 a month for a single, $49 a month for an entire family up to 5. As soon as that person signs up on the membership, they now have access to a doctor 24/7. You saw the benefits. If a prescription is needed, a prescription is written and sent to the pharmacy of your choice. So everything we do surrounds this membership. So let me share with you. Some people that are on this call right now might want to get involved and say, you know what? I know some doctors. And they also may say, I know some people that could benefit from the membership. Those people are going to go out there and build a business. But some people say, well, wait a minute. If I could build a team of people doing the same thing I'm doing, I want to be able to benefit from my team. So we give you an opportunity to earn off what you do, but if you decide to build a team, which is obviously more lucrative, you could earn off what your team does. So let me give you an example of that to expand some of your vision. Let's say, for argument's sake, okay, that you went out there and you identified 40 people that want to be part of Carie, right? They see the vision that you saw, and you brought them into the business. Well, those 40 people, and I'm just showing you an example here, you can play with the numbers any way you want. Those 40 people are on what we call your first generation. And those 40 people will start paying $99 a month. Well, because that's our product, we could pay commission on that. So if you brought 40 people in, you would start to earn a residual income off their membership of $792 a month. But it doesn't stop there, because those 40 people might want to build their team. And let's say they all went out there and got 3 people. Well, you just started to earn a residual income of $1,100 a month off that group. And if you took that same geometric progression of everybody getting 3, I've been doing this 25 years, some form of geometric progression takes place. You have built a team of people of 4,800. Remember, you only found 40. And you have put together a residual income just off the people that want to build a business of $13,000 a month. Now, watch this. You haven't had anybody yet go out there and deploy a membership or sign up a member that's enjoying the benefits of the membership. So let me share with you now. I hope you're following this. October 1st, we go live. Now, you have 4,800 people, whatever it is you have on your team, going out there, and they're looking to deploy practices. Well, I want to be very clear with you. 2/3 of everybody you bring in will basically do nothing. So I'm going to show you a business plan. Let's say 1/3 of the 4,800 went out there and did something. Well, if you take 1/3 of 4,800, it's 1,600 people. And let's say they went out there and deployed 1 doctor practice on the free program. 1. Well, here's what's so unique about what we're doing. Each doctor practice represents from 2,500 to 4,000 opportunities for membership, because each doctor's practice has 2,500 to 4,000 patients. Okay, follow? If you take 1,600 times 2,500 patients, that's 4 million. And we're going to start marketing to that base that their doctor has embraced virtual care. And let's say you had a 5% conversion. I'm sorry, I have to laugh because Dr. Dan McDyer talks about a 35 to 40% conversion. If you took a 5% conversion rate, this is what your monthly income would be. And I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes at this point, but that's okay. I'm here to increase your vision. What if you said, okay, you know what? That's not possible, but let's say half of this happened. Well, that's $75,000 a month. Let's say 25% happened. That's $50,000 a month. So you could play with the numbers any way you want. Here's all I want you to leave with. One doctor, 2,500 to 4,000 opportunities. And we know without a doubt that every physician knows at some point they have to embrace virtual care because that's where it's going. So if you like what you've seen tonight, okay, let me share with you what you're going to have to do if you want to build a business. Let's say you say, you know what? I like what I see. I want to go out there and build a team. Well, I want to show you how to go out there and maximize your immediate income. And it's becoming 50% pro qualified. What you want to do is you want to get involved tonight with the person that got you in, and you want to sponsor your first 2 virtual care consultants in 7 days. On your first 2 people you bring in, remember, they're coming in for $399. You're going to make a $100 fast start bonus on your first 2 people. If you accomplish this in 7 days, every person thereafter that gets involved, you make a 50% immediate income. That means on each person thereafter, you're making $200 per person. So we're incentivizing you to build a team. So you want to get this done in your first 7 days. If you don't do it in 7 days, you got to bring in 5 people over any length of time to lock in your 50%. Once you hit the 50% pro qualified, you never lose it. So that's your first step. So get started. Enroll tonight as a virtual care consultant. If you like what you've seen, get with the person that got you on the call. As soon as you sign up, you're going to get a link to your back office and access to our 3-minute introductory video. What you want to do, most of you have seen it, is send that out to as many people as you can to let them know about the opportunity that you have accepted. And you just want to share it with them. If they like what they saw, then all you do is lead them to a 3-way call, a live call like this that goes off 3 days a week, or one of our recorded webinars. This is one that's been recorded. You could send this link to the person. And that's how you start to build your team. These calls are 3 days a week on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays live at 6 o'clock Pacific time. That's it. So remember, take advantage of our pre-launch opportunity. And for those people that get started, I want to welcome to the Carie family. I will tell you, we are putting together a very successful team of entrepreneurs because they have identified that healthcare has a problem. And Carie is here to help them solve the problem. I appreciate you. I thank you. I look forward to seeing everybody on the call on Thursday at 6 o'clock Pacific time. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys very soon. Thank you.